All right, first up, let's get you the latest on the world's largest democratic election in India. India's Prime Minister and BJP leader Narendra Modi on Saturday held rallies in the eastern state of Jharkhand. The Prime Minister spoke about the achievements of his government at a rally in Palamu. He cautioned against the dangers posed by the Congress party and its allies. The Prime Minister highlighted the significance of every vote and the transformative impact it can have on the nation.
आपके एक वोट ने ऐसा काम किया कि पूरी दुनिया भारत के लोकतंत्र की ताकत को सलाम करने लग गई थी। आपने 2014 में अपने एक वोट से कांग्रेस की महाभ्रष्ट सरकार को हटा दिया था। आज भारत का पूरी दुनिया में डंका बज रहा है।
The Prime Minister also campaigned in Lohardaga. He criticized the Congress party and its allies for its history of corruption.
विकास संभव ही नहीं है। जिस बाल्टी में छेद किया हो उसमें कितना ही पानी भरो, बाल्टी भरेगी क्या? बाल्टी भरेगी क्या? यहां वो भ्रष्टाचार का छेद ऐसा लगा हुआ है, सीधा पाइप उनके घर में जाता है। ऊपर से रुपया निकालो, नीचे से पाइप में उनके घर में पहुंच जाता है। झारखंड इन्हीं मुसीबतों से गुजरा है। आप देखिए पेपर लीक का मामला। इस राज्य में कोई ऐसी एग्जाम नहीं है, कोई ऐसा पेपर नहीं है जो लीक ना होता हो। मेरे नौजवानों का क्या होगा भाई? और मैंने देखा कि झारखंड सरकार में बैठे हुए लोग सुधरने वाले नहीं हैं, तो मुझे दिल्ली से ही डंडा चलाना पड़ेगा। और इसलिए मोदी ने ये पेपर लीक वाले जो माफिया है ना, उनके विरुद्ध में एक बहुत कड़ा कानून बना दिया है।
Prime Minister Modi also visited Bihar and campaigned in Darbhanga. Now, campaigning for the third phase of election is in full swing. Home Minister and BJP leader Amit Shah held elections rallies in Gujarat. Addressing a public meeting at Valsad, Minister Shah said the prosperity and uplift of the tribals has always been a priority for the BJP. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath campaigned in the central Indian state of Madhya Pradesh. He held a rally at Ashoknagar in the Guna constituency. Jyotidaditya Scindia is contesting from Guna on a BJP ticket. Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi addressed a rally in Gujarat's Banaskantha. A former Delhi Congress President Arvinder Singh Lavli joined the BJP on Saturday. Minister Hardeep Singh Puri, Delhi BJP Chief Virendra Sachdeva and the party's National General Secretary Vinod Thavde were present on the occasion. Mainpuri is one of 10 seats in Uttar Pradesh going to the polls in the third phase of election on the 7th of May. The contest here is between the Samajwadi Party and the BJP. Dimple Yadav is the Samajwadi Party's candidate from Mainpuri following the death of party supremo Mulayam Singh Yadav. Amritpal Singh caught up with Dimple Yadav on the campaign trail.
Of the 10 seats that go to polls in Uttar Pradesh on the 7th of May, one key seat is that of Mainpuri, from where Dimple Yadav, the sitting MP from this seat. What does the contest look like when we talk about the whole of the state of Uttar Pradesh?
India Bloc Alliance and the Samajwadi Party is doing quite well, and we will see unexpected results in these elections, because what I believe is there's a lot of problem regarding the youth, regarding the farmers, regarding the women, and as well as regarding the policies that has been carried forward by the present government.
But the BJP claims that it has what they call a double-engine sarkar. They say they are in the center, they are in the state, they've led to a lot of development, and that is why people will vote for them.
There has been management failures. There has not been any kind of investment in the state, and that is why we don't have job opportunities for the youth here.
Okay. Even while you claim that you have the support, your opponents attack you, saying you're a dynastic party.
I think if he's saying like that, he's questioning the whole process of democracy, because we as individuals are going to the people of the country and we are asking for their support. Now it is up to the people whether they support us or they don't support us. Rahul
Gandhi filed the nomination papers from Rai Bareli. The BJP alleges that he is scared to go to Amethi. He had consulted Akhilesh Yadav.
It is the party decisions from where which candidate has to fight, and it depends upon the party.
Okay. Are you confident you are retaining this seat?
Yes, I'm very much confident. I'm getting a lot of respect, love of the people of this constituency.
So Dimple Yadav there saying that she is receiving love and affection of the people. We'll have to see whether that converts into votes for her and her party and the India Alliance. With cameraman Yogesh Kumar, this is Amritpal Singh in Mainpuri, Uttar Pradesh.
So clearly election fever has gripped India. Some parts of the country are decked up for the third phase of election on 7th May. All arrangements are in place, but hot weather poses a serious challenge. Ravi Dhiman reports from the southern Indian state of Karnataka.
The heat is on, quite literally so, in the peninsular India, breaking records of past many decades. The heatwave conditions have made life miserable in vast parts of southern India. Many state governments are taking preventive measures. Kerala has already declared holidays in the schools. But areas which go to polls on 7th of May are facing a serious challenge. First problem is being faced by the leaders who are campaigning for the votes. Take the case of Union Minister and BJP candidate for Dharwad Lok Sabha constituency, Prahlad Joshi. As mercury soars northwards, Prahlad decided to move early in the day and join many during their regular morning walks. The meeting served dual purpose, connecting with the voters and yet managing to beat the heat. Statewide, other candidates are also taking precautions of evading the heat and doing campaigning either in the morning or in the evening. But the real challenge is for the district administration. Surging mercury has prompted a series of steps by the officials to ensure that the voting doesn't get affected.
Conducted in the peak summer, that is in May 7th, we have elections in Dharwad. So in such a situation, heat wave guidelines and what are the precautions to be taken and what are the guidelines to be adopted, Election Commission has already given a directions on that. We are ready with the adequate medicines required for this heat related illness. Already we have distributed, supplied polling station wise, say ORS packets and other heat wave related, illness related medications, whatever precautionary measures are required, we have already given all this medical kit to the polling station wise polling staff. And apart from that, we are going to deploy one staff from the medical and health department in the polling station. In case of any emergency or any requirement, our staff will extend the health support from our side.
The authorities have also streamlined deployment of ambulances and medical staff in and around the polling booths. One health worker will be deployed in all the polling booths and provision for ORS packets will also be made.
And especially we are giving focus to the senior citizens because they are very prone to this, senior citizens and persons with disabilities. So these people have been given special focus and special queues have been formed, and they are ensured proper shade is provided and proper sitting arrangement is provided. Extra chairs have been provided, and wherever there is heat, and we have provided them fans and somewhere with coolers also. So all these arrangements have been made to combat this heat wave.
With the meteorological department warning of continuing rising mercury, the real challenge is to ensure that the voting percentage doesn't slump down.
It's a challenge for everyone, including the Election Commission of India, the district administration and the political parties, to ensure that voters come out in large numbers despite the weather vagaries and exercise their franchise. So far, the Indian voter has ensured that he overcomes all obstacles, man-made or otherwise, and help democracy thrive in India. With camera person Mor Mukut Sharma, Ravi Dhiman, DD India in Dharwad, Karnataka.
At the invitation of the Election Commission of India, 75 delegates from the election management bodies of 23 countries have arrived in the country to witness the world's largest elections unfold. The election body is holding an election visitors program for the foreign visitors to familiarize them with the nuances of India's electoral system and the best practices used here. Ashari Kandi in Dhubri district of Assam has a pivotal position in the terracotta and pottery markets in India and abroad. But despite its rich cultural heritage, Ashari Kandi faces challenges. People here want to make their voices heard in this year's election. Tapas Bhattacharya reports.
Ashari Kandi is a village in Dhubri district. This village is famous for its traditional crafts such as terracotta and pottery. It is one of the largest clusters of terracotta and pottery in the country. Want to know more about this place and what they think about this general election? Watch this special report. Ashari Kandi, known for its rich cultural heritage and traditional crafts, particularly terracotta and pottery, holds a unique position. Here, more than 90% of families are engaged in the intricate craft of terracotta, shaping clay into beautiful masterpieces that reflect the essence of Assamese culture.
This was our ancestral home. While our ancestors moved from here, we returned to this land. This soil is excellent for terracotta.
For over a century, the skilled hands of Ashari Kandi's artisans have breathed life into terracotta, preserving a legacy that traces its roots back to the ancient civilization. But despite its rich cultural heritage, Ashari Kandi faces challenges. The lack of basic infrastructure such as roads, drainage and schools inhibits its growth potential.
It is the negligence of the government, I can say that. My mother has got national award for her contribution. Only on the basis of her contribution, this village has been developed. It is the negligence of the local body as well as the district administration. I can say that district administration mostly neglected.
Yet there is hope. Ashari Kandi has been designated as a model village with funds allocated to catalyze its development.
Government is trying to help us. Recently, Nectar has taken a project here, more about 3 crores of rupees, and they are installed so many bhatti for firing the product and pug mills and to making how to make the soil, etc., etc. About 28 families has got the financial assistance to make their bhatti sheds.
As the sun sets over Ashari Kandi, one thing remains clear: the spirit of this village, its people and their craft will continue to endure, shaping the cultural landscape of Assam for generations to come. In Ashari Kandi, over 90% of the families thrive on this intricate terracotta craft. These days, this Dhubri district has acquired a pivotal position in the terracotta and pottery market in India and abroad. This village of Ashari Kandi continues to create wonders out of clay, and this rich tradition is kept alive generation after generation. With camera person Navin, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for DD India from Assam.
Still to come on DD India Live. A former Trump aide tells court that he told her to deny Stormy Daniels' affair. And Russia's 7th seed Andrei Rublev to take on Felix Auger-Aliassime of Canada in the Madrid Open final on Sunday.
E-waste is growing phenomenally in India, and I think it's time that we reconsidered our consumption patterns.
We need to formalize repairs, we need to formalize refurbishments, and by law also they are permitted.
It expands their repair network. The consumer gets benefit because it's cheaper and it's accessible, and the guy is able to make a living.
Government policies and in fact the road engineering policy says the surface road should have a better product. Adding the crumb rubber to the bitumen overcome with its inherent weaknesses.
I felt the urge to try to change something, especially multi-layered plastics can't be recycled. It's a huge burden on our environment.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar rejected US President Joe Biden's comment that xenophobia was hobbling India's economic growth. The minister said during a visit to the eastern Indian state of Odisha on Saturday that India's economy is not faltering and that historically Indian society has been very open.
We are the most open society. आज तक मैंने इतना ओपन सोसाइटी, इतना प्लूरलिस्टिक सोसाइटी, इतना डाइवर्स सोसाइटी कभी देखा नहीं. तो मैं ये कहूँगा that we are actually not just not xenophobic, we are the most open, most pluralistic and in many ways here the most understanding society in the world. Secondly, there was some talk about economic performance. आप जानते हैं कि हमारे यहाँ जो है जीडीपी जो है 7% पे है. आप दूसरे लोगों का जीडीपी चेक करिए, ग्रोथ रेट चेक करिए और आपको उसमें आंसर मिल जाएगा.
Right, moving on. Hope Hicks, a former aide of Donald Trump, testified on Friday at the criminal hush money trial. She said that Trump told her to deny Stormy Daniels' allegations in the final days of the 2016 presidential election. Hicks was intimately involved with the final stages of Trump's successful campaign for the White House when hush money payments to adult star Stormy Daniels were allegedly made. Trump pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records to conceal the payment. He has denied all wrongdoing, but the 12 jurors and 6 alternates have yet to hear from the main players in the case, including Daniels and Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen. The defense argues that the hush money payment was made to spare Trump's family the embarrassment and not to protect his presidential campaign. Talks of a Gaza truce were reported to be making progress. Hamas is sending a delegation to Egypt to discuss a deal. As per Egyptian sources, Hamas and CIA officials will meet Egyptian mediators on Saturday. Hours after US CIA Director William Burns arrived in the Egyptian capital, Hamas said that it was sending a delegation to Cairo to discuss a truce deal along with the release of hostages in Gaza. Egypt, Qatar and the United States have been lending efforts to mediate between Israel and Hamas to broker a deal for a ceasefire. Meanwhile, White House spokesperson Karine Jean-Pierre said that the U.S. has not seen a comprehensive plan on Israel's thinking for a potential military operation in Rafah. Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs Kamikawa Yoko is in Colombo on a 2-day visit to Sri Lanka. Speaking at a joint media briefing along with her Sri Lankan counterpart, Minister Kamikawa said that Japan is keen to support the crisis-stricken island nation by resuming existing yen loan projects once the MOU on debt restructuring is signed and Sri Lanka's intention to conclude bilateral agreement is confirmed. She noted the strategic importance of Sri Lanka's location in the Indian Ocean and called for further strengthening ties for a free and open Indo-Pacific. New Zealand's Antarctic Agency signed a memorandum of understanding with Germany's Alfred Wegener Institute to foster cooperation between the two polar science bodies. Signing of MOU came amid China's growing presence in Antarctica. Western governments are worried that China's increased presence in Antarctica and the Arctic could provide the Chinese army with better surveillance capabilities. China opened its 5th research base in Antarctica in February.
A key part of keeping New Zealand's home region peaceful is the strengthening and maintenance of the Antarctic Treaty System that governs Antarctica and the Southern Ocean. The Antarctic Treaty System has international cooperation in science as its very core. This arrangement builds on decades of science cooperation between New Zealand and Germany. Our current projects provide uniquely valuable information about how the environment is responding to climate change.
The permanent mission of India to the United Nations, in collaboration with the Ministry of Panchayati Raj and the United Nations Population Fund, presented a side event during the 57th session of the Commission on Population and Development titled Localizing the SDGs, Women in Local Governance in India Lead the Way at the United Nations headquarters in New York City. This event underscores the vital role of Indian women in grassroots political leadership and their profound impact on sustainable development at the local level.
The United Nations headquarters echoed with the impactful voices of exceptional women leaders. They spoke passionately about their innovative initiatives and accomplishments in advancing the sustainable development goals through grassroots governance, despite the obstacles and hardships they encountered on their leadership path.
And there is a massive scheme on way to promote development led by women. You know, the paradigm has shifted in India. It's no longer women's empowerment, but it is development and growth of India being led by women. And there are various schemes, whether it is empowering women, whether it's extending micro loans, whether it's incentivizing them to take, STEM education, encouraging them to be entrepreneurs, the reservation across the country, seats in parliament.
The event showcased dynamic interactive presentations by 3 renowned female elected representatives, Supriya Das Datta from Tripura, Kunuku Hema Kumari from Andhra Pradesh and Neeru Yadav from Rajasthan. They shared their insights and pioneering approaches to local governance, driving the localization of SDGs across various thematic domains. From addressing issues like child marriages to championing health, education, livelihoods and environmental sustainability, these women exemplified the profound impact of grassroots leadership. They eloquently articulated the challenges they encountered and triumphed over on their leadership journey.
My mission has been to create an enabling environment for the women in our community, as they have led the life of well-being and dignity. In order to empower women, I have focused on 2 crucial pillars, health and education. And we also educate pregnant women for complete antenatal care and proper nutrition.
A significant achievement this year has been the establishment of Women Convention by the State Panchayati Raj Training Institute under my leadership. This initiative allows women from diverse backgrounds to openly share their experiences, successes and suggestions.
भारत सरकार के स्वच्छ भारत अभियान के तहत मैंने भी अपनी पंचायत को प्लास्टिक मुक्त करने का एक प्रयास किया और अपनी पंचायत के अंदर एक बर्तन बैंक की स्थापना की। अब गांव के लोग शादी समारोह में प्लास्टिक की बजाय स्टील के बर्तन यूज करते हैं और गांव की जो दुकानें हैं वहां पर पॉलीथीन का प्रयोग ना हो, इसके लिए हमने महिलाओं को कपड़े के बैग तैयार करना सिखाया।
This event emphasized the indispensable role of women in local governance in advancing the SDGs. It ignited international interest in exporting India's Panchayati Raj model as a successful framework for local governance. Kriti Vadhera for DD India.
In sports news, Russian 7th seed Andrei Rublev will take on Felix Auger-Aliassime in the Madrid Open final on Sunday. Rublev reached his first Madrid Open final with a 6-4, 6-3 win over Taylor Fritz. The 27-year-old being the highest seed left in the tournament at the semi-final stage will now be the favourite to claim his second title of the year. Meanwhile, unseeded Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime is coming for the title match after his opponent Jiri Lek retired from the other semi-final because of a suspected back injury. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of DD India News Up. For those of you on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. You can scan the QR code on the screen now to download it. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X and Instagram. You can also check out our website ddindia.co.in. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. All of us here in New Delhi, thanks for watching DD India News Hour.